Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawaiian Shear Projects. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently, and we're going to be working inside the house. We're going to do a little bit of beginning blacksmith for those of you who may not have a whole lot of tools or a lot of experience. This is something perfect to get started on. If you want to know more, stick around. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to take a regular horseshoe nail and be turning into a hook. Then later on, near the end of the video, I'll be going into explanation as to how to get to blacken up. The tools that we'll be using for this project are very simple. We'll need a engineering hammer. If you don't have one of those, a simple claw hammer will do just fine. We'll need a pair of channel locks, a pair of needle nose pliers, I prefer curved, and then a small pair of scrolling pliers, or just round tipped needle nose pliers, whichever you call them. We'll also be needing a center punch. Last thing you're going to need is going to be probably the hardest thing for most of you to come by, and that'll be a striking surface, such as an anvil. What I have here is a piece of railroad track. I did pick it up from a gentleman who owned a warehouse and owned this, and I bought it off of him. Another thing you could use would be the plates that go with the railroad. Do not pick these up off the ground. Make sure you go to a scrapyard or something and buy them. Another alternative would be to use a large hammer as a striking surface. So you got your claw hammer and then use a small sledge as the anvil. To start this project out, we are going to be taking the horseshoe nail inside my needleless pliers. That's what I prefer to grab it with. We'll just be striking the head of the anvil flat onto our anvil. Using the claw hammer works just fine for this, and you don't have to heat it up. I am going to have this sped up right now, but wait towards the end of the video and you can go ahead and see how long it takes real time. Next, we're going to do the center punch. That way we got a spot to drill later on. Then we're going to work on the scroll at the end of the hook. Just take our small little scrolling tongs and we're just going to bend it over. You want to bend it in the opposite direction of which your center punch is facing, because then when we go to do the actual hook piece, we'll be bending it back towards the center punch, and that'll keep that scroll facing outward. And here we are with the real-time project. It only takes me right about 3 minutes to do it like this. If I built myself a bending jig, it would probably go a lot faster. But this seems to do just fine for the moment. Now, if you guys haven't made it this far in the video, I'd like to say thank you very much. If you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. If you're not liking it, let me know down in the comments. If you do like it and you have any other suggestions, again, shoot me a message down there in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. These little hooks do work very well as keychain hooks. You could also use them as light-duty coat hooks. They work fantastic for little Christmas gifts or even birthday ideas. As for the future of the channel, I do plan on making some more blacksmithing videos. I'm actually really enjoying this, being able to help you guys out, learn, as well as learning myself. You get to watch me screw up so you don't do it on your own projects. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying them. I am planning on making a series on the channel for just beginning techniques, as well as tools and equipment that'll help you along the journey. And then I'll be throwing in the occasional video of actual projects that I'm currently working on. So if you're interested in seeing those, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now that we're coming up to the end of this project, I'd like to explain to you guys how to get to blacken up and get that finish look to it that I have for mine. What I do after I finish bending them in the shape, I go ahead and take them to my drill press and I drill a small hole in them for a little nail. If you don't have drill press, you could use a hand drill. It works just as good in a vise. Then what I do to get it to blacken up is I throw it in the forge for just a couple minutes, just long enough to burn up the nickel coating on this. Now be careful when you do that, wear the proper PPE, like a respirator or something like that, because I don't know if the fumes that come off this are hazardous at all. So do some research before you start burning off coatings. But that'll give it that blackened look. Then you just gotta throw it in a little bit of beeswax to seal it up to keep it from rusting. And you got yourself a finished wall hook that you could give away as a Christmas gift or use for your own keys or personal things at home. So now with that being the end of the video, I'd like to say, just like always, stay classy, party on.